you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard shaming other moms, whether or not she's doing it on purpose. I'll leave that up to y'all. But we're going to talk for a few minutes about her continuing this kind of brag tour that she's on. It's giving very weird. It's not giving girls girl. It's not giving supporting new mothers and being a positive light in any way, shape, or form. Not that I would ever hold her to that standard, because we already know that she has the ethics level of a trash bag. But as always, we're here to talk about it. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, guys, so continuing with my coverage of Gypsy Rose, she went on a live and she was talking to her very weird parasocial bestie, Brie, and she talks again about her birth experience and how easy breezy it was. Let's play the clip, and I also want to share how in this clip she literally lies. It's so easy for her to lie, and she's too dumb to realize that she's literally lying. But this is the clip. Let's play it, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts.
So they had given me Pitocin to kind of speed things up a little bit.
Right.
And then I took like a 2-hour nap. And then I wake up from my 2-hour nap. They check my cervix. I'm 10 centimeters dilated. And they're like, okay, my doctor's like, it's time to push. And I'm like, my eyes got so big. Chris can't even tell you that my eyes got so big, because I'm like, oh my God, here it comes.
Was it just Ken in there with you?
Ken was in there. Yeah, Ken was in there.
No, I'm saying, was it just Ken?
Yeah, it was just Ken.
Did y'all pick up on the lie that she told? She literally said, you can ask Christy. My eyes got so big. Brie literally asks if Ken was in there. Gypsy says yes. Brie says, was Ken the only one in there? And Gypsy says yes. She's too stupid to realize that her lies will be clocked by the people that listen to this stuff. Her lies will get clocked every single time. Now, aside from the lie that she told, I want to talk about how she's, yet again doing this whole, oh, my birth was easy. It was a cakewalk. It was just, I took my little nap and I woke up and it was time. And for me, I understand that for some people, they have a really easy birth experience. And I feel a little conflicted, because I feel like, should we be telling people that if they have a really easy experience, they should not be sharing that? I'm not saying that, but my problem is when it comes to Gypsy, she does it as a way to one-up other people. She needs to have the easiest. She needs to have the most relaxing. She needs to have the most rewarding. And she does it as a way to prop herself up. And that's why it upsets me. In the same sentence, she could have put a disclaimer. I know this is not everyone's experience, and I hold space for those people. Let me tell you guys about my experience. She's not holding space for people who have a really tough pregnancy, and maybe they even had a really tough journey to get pregnant, and then they had a really tough labor, and maybe their child even was born with some complications. She doesn't hold space for those people at all, in any way, shape, or form. We've already seen her come out bragging about how she's a fit mom and she's an active mom, and look at my pregnancy post belly, and let me show this off, and I'm feeling so energetic. It's like she's so self-absorbed, she doesn't even realize that this might be a good time for me to also have a conversation, because I have such a big platform. Let's talk about PPD. And let's talk about women who struggle to lose weight after their pregnancy, or women that, can't sleep at night. They don't have help from Grandma Christie. They don't have help from, their unfaithful little partner that they're living with and not, lying, saying they're not living with them. It's just a very frustrating thing to witness how she has handled all of this. It's like everything is for social media. Everything is so I can brag, make myself look better, make it sound easy, make it sound like it was a, freaking walk on the beach. And it's all for strangers on the internet so that I can make myself feel better than them.
I got really offended and a little upset with her over it. Christy, she was like, I got offended, but then like we had a conversation because she was like, somebody's gonna get it. Realistically, one day when y'all are out and about, somebody's gonna get a picture of the baby. And I'm like, she's like, well, you should sell it. That way, if somebody's going to make money off of it, should be you and not some rando. And I got really offended and a little upset with her over it. And I'm like, absolutely not. There is a huge difference between if somebody takes a picture where I'm not even aware, we're at the park. Let's just say we're at the park. Somebody snaps a picture of us walking through the park. I can't control what other people do. That's just the unfortunate reality of it. But I can control what I do, and I make the choice to not exploit my child. So, and then he was like, I'm so excited. I would really like to announce. And because I have been in the media for, a year now, or, it's been longer, but hardcore out in the world media, in my mind, announce meant like People magazine or something like that. And so I was like a hardcore no. I was like, no, we're not announcing. Why? Like our family, our friends know. Why does the world have to know? And so it wasn't until he's like, I just want to post a picture on my Instagram. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, first of all, which one? Because I don't want to show her, because I was very, protective, and I still am very protective. So I was like, I want to make sure that we agree on the picture. He's like, do you want me to tag you in it? I'm like, no. This is, and essentially this is what you want to do. It's your Instagram. I'm not going to tell you how to run your Instagram. All I'm going to say is my input on which picture that I think we could both come to an agreement on, to where it's still protecting her, but you can still have your moment to where you can announce as a proud father. And so once we had an understanding about that, then he posted the picture. Me, on the other hand, I'm still not going to post a picture. I don't even post pictures on my private Facebook. So,
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't either, because you just never know. And I think that you're doing what is right for you and for y'all. And I think that picture was perfect. And as far as TMZ, like, y'all didn't do an interview. He just made a comment, right?
Right. So, like, TMZ and all those media stuff, like, they follow our social media platforms. So when we post something on our social media, then mainstream media picks up afterwards.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that, because I know some people had said like they did an interview, and I'm like, no, they didn't.
No.
I was like, that's why it only says Ken said their baby's healthy and they are very happy. And it was,
Yeah, so TMZ did reach out to Ken and wanted a comment. They were going to print the article regardless of
right.
anything.
This is a short and simple comment.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, the baby's healthy, we're happy, all is good, pretty much.
No, y'all did it perfect. Y'all did it the way that no one expected, except for you, the people who know you. Like, we talked about this, like, were you gonna let, a magazine, a tabloid put it out, or you were like, absolutely not. And
No.
I know a lot of people were expecting that, but I knew you weren't going to.
No, and like, Christy, she was like, I got offended, but then like we had a conversation, because she was like, somebody's gonna get it. Realistically, one day when y'all are out and about, somebody's going to get a picture of the baby. And I'm like, she's like, well, you should sell it. That way, if somebody's going to make money off of it, should be you and not some rando. And I got really offended and a little upset with her over it. And I'm like, absolutely not. There is a huge difference between if somebody takes a picture where I'm not even aware, we're at the park, let's just say we're at the park, somebody snaps a picture of us walking through the park. I can't control what other people do. You know, that's just the unfortunate reality of it. But I can control what I do, and I make the choice to not exploit my child. So.
Right. And I know at the end of the day, she obviously never meant it that way, but the way it came out was just that would have yeah, exactly. That's what the world would have viewed it as well. Mm-hmm. And I know, like, I've seen, some people saying, take this. I guarantee you she's going to become a mommy, a vlogger. And I'm like, she's not.
No, I don't have any interest in that or whatever. I mean, I feel like there's books and everything. There's enough information about parenthood. And children don't come with manuals. So there's nothing that I could put out that could help the next mom. Because I'm just as new as anybody else.
Rose Blanchard joined her friend Bree's live tonight. During that live, Gypsy talked about how her account was recently hacked. In case you missed it, Gypsy did get her account back. She recently shared she got the payout for the gifts the hacker received when he went live on her account.
Actually, like, I mean, even my messages with the hacker, I was like, I was going to delete it, deactivate it in a couple months anyway. I accepted that if I lost this account, I accepted that, hey, it's gone. And you know what? Good riddance, because the burden of having 9.8, million opinions and eyes on you, it is extremely stressful and it is a burden. And, I keep it open because it's like, a lot of family and friends have been like, you can't come across this kind of following, and maybe in the future you can turn it into any kind of page that you want to.
Full term, that is, I think she was 37 weeks. Mm-hmm. You are, I think, right at 37 weeks, right?
I was at 36 and 3 days.
So almost at 7. Yeah. So she was like a little bit later, but not much, like by a few days. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like a few ounces off. So, like, I forgot. And he was like,
up pretty fast.
6'9".
Because I had asked her pediatrician. I was like, because of her coming early, does the milestones that apply to a full term apply to her as well? And her pediatrician was like, yes, like the milestones, like, because she was so close to being, 37 weeks, 38 weeks is like considered full term, I guess. So because there's that so close, the milestones that a full term would experience applies to her too. So
I know I need to send you the little LSU ones I got you.
I saw. What is that? That is so cute.
It's LSU. It's LSU onesie. It's so cute, but it's new. I need to send it to you before she outgrows it, because it's newborn. Oh, but okay. I know she's almost the same size as my nephew, and he's pretty tiny still. So I know it'll still fit her. But it's really cute. I saw
that 2 week mark, they hit a growth spurt. Oh, it's so cute.
It's so cute. So it won't be football season, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Because it's got footballs on it.
I'm gonna have to hop off here. I hear her. She just woke up.
I'm about to switch over to. Oh, but will you have a good night?
You too.
Enjoy the rest you get, if you get any.
I'm sure I'll get my 4 hours.
Hey, better than nothing, right?
So true. All right. Love you.
Love you too, girl. Thanks for coming on. I'm sure that made everybody excited to hear from you and see how you were doing. But I will talk to you soon. I'm trying to get this off. It's stuck.
I think I'll just X out.
Well, I got you, girl.
And all that stuff. That was not my experience.
Well, I knew you had to press that button again because when you had first told me you got it, I was like, you had a long ways before she came.
Yeah.
I was like, so poor.
I took a 2-hour nap because I had, yeah, I had, I went in at 6 centimeters dilated, and then they gave me the epidural, and then they put the catheter in because they're like, you're not going to be able to have control over your bladder. So they put the catheter in, and they did all that after the epidural. So I didn't feel none of that. 4 hours later, I was still only 6 centimeters. So they had given me Pitocin to kind of speed things up a little bit.
Right.
And then I took like a 2-hour nap. And then I wake up from my 2-hour nap. They check my cervix. I'm 10 centimeters dilated. And they're like, okay, my doctor's like, it's time to push. And I'm like, my eyes got so big. Chris can't even tell you that my eyes got so big because I'm like, oh my God, here it comes.
Was it just Ken in there with you?
Ken was in there. Yeah, Ken was in there.
I'm saying, was it just Ken?
Yeah, it was just Ken. We talked about it, and I know that we had said, oh, Mia might be in there with us, Christy might be in there with us, but then when it came down to it, then Ken was like, okay, this is a moment for us, so we kind of kicked everybody out.
I think Gypsy Rose Blanchard is somebody who hates other women, low key. Hey, it might be high key, it might be low key, but I think that situations like this really prove how out of touch she is and how little she cares about other people that are having the same life experiences as her, but those experiences might not be easy. They might be sad, tough, and to not hold space for those people or even give a slight mention to it before you talk about, oh yeah, I went in there and I, got medicine, I took a nap and it was so easy breezy. I don't know. I think she's out of her mind. I think she has some screws loose, obviously. And I want to use this video to say that if you are somebody who has had a tough time conceiving, or maybe you haven't been able to conceive, or you had a tough pregnancy, or you've experienced child loss, or not being able to lose weight after you had your child, maybe you don't have any energy, maybe you don't have any help from family, you are struggling right now trying to raise a child and you're having some financial difficulties. I understand all of those, and even if it's not my lived experience, I hold space for those people. I know that it is not easy, and it makes me very frustrated that somebody with such a large platform is choosing to just throw it in everyone's face. The other thing that I'd like to put in this video is that the 17 Diapers mom, Hannah, is back. Now she's back on YouTube, and she uploaded 3 days ago, Where Have I Been? A Life Update. It has 144,000 views, 1,000 likes to 3,000 dislikes. And the comments are turned off. There's no description on this video, nothing. I was going to do a reaction to this video, but I watched it once and I realized that it's not worth your time or my time to sit through again. She does not talk about anything worthwhile in this video. She does not talk about the allegation. She doesn't talk about her husband. She doesn't talk about her allegedly being very cruel to her own patients. She talks about workout stuff. She, oddly enough, offers her son chicken nuggets. She talks about how they moved. She talks about how disgusting and dirty her fridge was. And then she shows a shirt that she got her son with dinosaurs on it. To my knowledge, he still doesn't have a winter coat, but hey, he has a new shirt with dinosaurs on it.
Look how stinking cute this is. He's gonna love this. It's dinosaurs. It is so freaking cute. I was gonna get the little matching pants to go with it, but I thought that might be a little too much.
Hannah is going to transition into a rage baiter. She's going to do a lot of clickbait. She's not going to address anything that people have been concerned about, because in her mind, she already addressed it in that original TikTok when all of this hit the fan last month. And in her mind, because she's another one that is self-absorbed and has zero self-awareness, she thinks that was enough. So anything else is just going to be clickbait and either silence or not focusing on the subject at hand, or clickbaiting and talking about a workout or what she bought at the grocery store. It is embarrassing that people like this are the ones that are given platforms. Hannah, Gypsy, family vloggers, Resilient Jenkins, which, by the way, Resilient Jenkins are over there doing all the brand reviews and TikTok shop links, and their kids are still sleeping in the kitchen. And she's literally about to give birth to a child. Where is that child going to sleep? In one of the cupboards? I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned and see what goes on there. But all of these people, stop making stupid people famous. Is that an ask? Is that a reach? Because all I see is bad people showing bad behavior, sometimes harming their own children along the way, and they can just skate on by. Skate on by, no problem. Everything's okay here. We'll ignore it for a little while and then come back so I can show you a new blender or what my, frickin' Starbucks order is. It's demented. Now, the last thing that I want to say in this video is, of course, I already addressed this in a previous video, but I would like to put it again in this video. I'm going to have some links in my description box on how, if you are able to, again, if you are able to help the situation that is unfolding in California right now with all of these fires, I will have some links down there if you want to know kind of like how can you help out, what can you do, whether or not you're a local, that is okay. Those links will be there. Maybe you've already helped and that's amazing. But for me, I know when things like this happen, I feel so powerless, but I also feel like there's so many places, oh, we need help, we need help, we need help. And unfortunately, we live in a world where you can't necessarily just trust everybody that is out there. So again, my thoughts, like all I've done is think about and cry over what's going on in California. And, then you have the New Orleans tragedy that kicked off the new year. And it just kind of feels like there's been a lot of bad stuff happening over the last year, 2 years, 3 years. It unfortunately is just a constant cycle. I think that's enough for today. So if you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.